There are many powerful Ubers in this game, from Aphrodite to Kazli the Bane and Yukimura, but none are like Balrog Cat. Balrog Cat with his big club deals humongous damage to any enemy he encounters and is extremely tanky, allowing him to survive many hits. This doesn't even dive into his amazing talents such as his strengthen and wave resistance, making him a very formidable unit. But this video isn't about Balrog Cat, but rather a smaller but extremely similar unit in terms of how most people use them, that being Can Cat. Now before I get into the review, if this is the sort of content that you guys want, let me know by leaving a like on this video and maybe even subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, as it shows you guys want this type of content. Anyways, back to the actual review. Can is what I would describe as a pocket Balrog. While it isn't as tanky or doesn't hit as hard, it still does a ton of damage against a single target, along with it being cheaper and recharges a lot faster than Balrog, who in of himself is one of the fastest recharging Ubers in the game, allowing you to possibly stack them a little bit easier. Since I described Can as a pocket Balrog, I want to compare their stats. The brackets are the talent stats, square brackets are Balrog's strength and attack without attack talents, and the squiggly bracket is Balrog strengthened with level 10 attack talents. Can has both 38,250 attack, 5,884.62 DPS, 220 range, 675 cost, 11 speed, and recharges every 12.53 seconds. Can also has a 60% chance to slow red enemies for 4 seconds and is warp immune. Now on the other side of the coin, we have Balrog Cat. Balrog Cat has 63,750 damage, 66,300 health, 28,125 DPS, has a range of 180, costs 3,000, has the speed of 12, and recharges every 28.2 seconds. When we compare both of these unit stats, Balrog at level 30 is equivalent to a level 50 Can, and Can stats are around half of Balrog's. While Balrog blows Can out of the water with raw stats, what Can has over Balrog is spammability. Balrog, untalented, costs 4.4 times as much as a Can, and even with the cost reduction talent, he is still 3.3 times as expensive. Balrog also takes 2.25 times longer to recharge compared to Can. Can also has slightly higher range, which can allow it to attack the Bun variants from a safe distance, and when talented, is much faster than Balrog. Can has very good stats for a super rare, with the ability to slow red enemies for 60% of the time. Can should not be used as your main red crowd controller unit since there are better options such as ICAT, but the high slow chance is a nice bonus for Can, especially against shy boys who have 40 speed points. This is 33% faster than a Doge Dark and 2/3 the speed of an Awakened Bahamut. Can is also warp immune, which is very useful in Cats of the Cosmos. Can's damage allows them to kill any peon that appears in front of them and is able to deal massive amounts of damage against enemies that have a low range, such as the Boar variants, One-Horn variants, and the Gory variants. Another enemy group that Can works extremely well against is enemies with a long time between their attacks and or enemies with a long force swing, such as the Neandam variants, Chick-fil-A, Sloth variants, LeBoyne variants, and Debut of the Dead. This is even more exemplified when you get their attack talents. Can's health is also very good, allowing them to tank a powerful hit from an enemy that they will face, even before health talents at level 30, as having nearly 40k health before talents makes them comparable to a Pizza Cat at level 30 with max HP talents. Can also has pretty good survivability due to their decently high 5 knockback count. At level 50, having 72,000 health with max talents truly opens up their ability to be a very powerful yet cheap tanker. Can isn't going to be taking too many hits like some more specialized tank, but its high health pool is serviceable for always being a safe unit to bring on stages where tankers can truly shine. Can has other talents that make them all the more useful. Another one of Can's amazing talents is their double bounty talent. Because Can stats allow them to kill most peons in one hit, especially high cash peons or low health enemies such as Dark Doge, Sir Seal, and Mistress Celebutal. If these sorts of enemies spawn near the start of the level, being able to grind up cash becomes a lot easier. It can also help get extra cash from peons that protect a powerful boss, like in Honey Trap from the Croxos and Brawlos. Kankan's speed talent is another talent that should be invested in, as this allows Kankan to be a decent rusher unit with great stats. Kankan's new speed of 21 is comparable to Manic Eraser, Housewife, and Courier. Having a higher speed for Kankan is super useful, as it allows them to get into the fight, well, more quickly. But it also allows them to slip into an enemy's blind spot a lot more easily, such as Cruel Angel Cleano, Queen Bee, Croakley, and Henry. Lastly, increased speed allows them to land a hit against an enemy that would outrange them without a constant attack rate, such as Hanya, Manic Flying, Sunfish Joan variants, and Everlord Wanwan. Speaking of Everlord Wanwan, as an alien enemy, is probably one of the only uses for the alien target talent, as his debut stage has a cat limit of 10, so having a warp immune unit with a good chance to slow is powerful on Dogsville. Besides this situation, I can only recommend getting this talent if you have some NP to spare. While one might think that their warp immunity would make it a very nice talent to acquire, alien crowd controlling can easily be done by other units. On a scale of 5, this is what I think the best way to use your NP for Kankan is. 5 being almost necessary, 4 being strongly recommended, 3 being recommended, 2 being situational but still nice to have, which for this analysis is unused, and 1 being talents you should only consider getting if you have a ton of NP to spare. I also have an idea for 0 out of 5, which are talents that you should actively avoid, but Kankan doesn't have any talents that are like that, but this is just for future reference when I do more unit reviews like this. For cat combos, Kankan's cat combos aren't the best, as 2 of their combos can easily be replaced by another combo of the same type, especially Flash in the Pan, which provides a knockback combo, which neither unit benefits from. However, Feel the Dance is a pretty decent defense combo, as it adds on a 10% increase to Kankan's already pretty tanky health stats, as well as throwing in a meat shield and another great unit of Dancer Cat, which I have a short review of that you can check out by clicking the card in the corner here. Kankan's great stats make them a pretty good unit, but like with every unit in this game, there are some cons. Kankan is only able to hit a singular target. This can cause them to attack a simple peon instead of a more important enemy, like Imperator Seal for example. Kankan also has a rather long force swing of 1.2 seconds, which can cause Kankan to attack a peon that slips into their range or cause them to miss an enemy that gets knocked back by another one of your units. Kankan also struggles against enemies that have a high attack rate with a higher range than them. Lastly, Kankan's slow time is not long enough for it to be truly useful. Kankan attacks every 6.5 seconds while their slow is only 4 seconds. However, this isn't too much of a problem because that's not why you're using Kankan. Kankan is a great generalist attacker and tanker. Kankan can be used in a variety of situations and most of their talents are very great. Kankan is a great moneymaker and a great rusher unit. If I were to rate Kankan as a unit, I would give Kankan an 8.5 out of 10. What are your thoughts on Kankan? Who should I review next? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, because I will be making more content like this, so you don't want to miss out. Anyways, have a wonderful day everyone.